Take it to the next level, Angus.
Well, I want to follow up on what Richie and Malcolm were talking about and say I think I would have desperately wanted to block puberty. I know that there are detransitioners who take issue with that because, like you say, well, why didn't you? You're right, it's availability. I had no idea. I had no idea that that was a thing. Because I would, to quote Stella O'Malley, I would have swum across 7 oceans to get out of going into the boys' changing room. In fact, I did. I truanted from PE for a year. I worked out that the PE teachers weren't that bright. So I told one I was in one class and the other I was in the other class, and I hid. I hid in the toilet for a year. I don't want to perv on girls in the... I don't want to perv on girls. It wasn't to do with that. It was to do with the absolute crippling, just this horror of being confronted with male company. I was literally convinced I would not grow tall. I've spent an entire 24 hours and people go, God, you're really tall. Yes. I'm 6'5". I actually thought I wouldn't grow. And I thought my voice wouldn't break and all sorts of things. So when you come in and you say, you affirm that, which isn't affirmation, it's confirmation. When you come in and you confirm those thoughts in a young person, it's an obscene act of cruelty. What I want to say isn't about sex, it's about love. Who gives a crap about sex? I mean, honestly, I'm too old. Right? You get to a point where you don't care about sex, you care about love, because you need somebody to come and help you. You know, bad things happen, people die, people are in accidents, and you need a loved one. When I started all of this, Renee Jacks, my lovely crazy friend Renee Jacks, said, you're thinking too much about the medical, and it's actually, this is social. One of the things that Stella and I put together in our brains conceiving this event was saying the medical needs to be confronted with the social. It is a dereliction of duty to medicalize a young person and say, well, that's your problem. Go on, off you go. You campaign to have trans women swim. That's your, no, it's not your problem. And what these people are doing, these people down the road are doing, I believe, is they are depriving people of something more important than sex, which is love. Because at the end of, you know, the older you get, you know, passing the mirror and looking in the mirror every day and thinking, I'm really hot. You're not thinking in those terms. And then you get to 50 and you get to 60, if you're lucky, and you need somebody. And when you watch, if you see one of those old couples, you know when you see an old couple and he's like 93 and she's 87 and you think, oh, that's lovely. And or maybe it's not. Maybe they're 2 old guys. Maybe it's 2 old women. It doesn't matter. The key word is old. You need stuff in your life. You need love. You need family. You need support. We know that you are reducing, if you do this to a young person, or not actually necessarily a young person, a person of any age, you are reducing that person's dating pool by, figures vary, it's clearly over 90%. It's clearly over 90%. You can find people who will give you 98% on that. So you're taking 100 people who would form a life with you and you're saying, 98 of you, off you go. That is depriving these young people of love. And I get that they don't care, because I wouldn't have cared. Because if you'd said to me when I was 17, oh, at the age of 50, you might as well have said 270. Well, 50? What's 50?
You're looking at it.
Yeah. Okay, well, so what they're doing is more important than sex. They are depriving people of love and companionship and support and the ability to be in a room with somebody where that beautiful thing you have when you've been in a relationship for 10 years, where actually you can just, you know, you don't have to think about the fact they're in the room. They've seen it all. They've been offended by it all. If they were going to leave at this point, they would have left. You're fine. And that's what actually matters when you need somebody to drive you to a hospital. That's what actually matters when your mum dies or your dad dies, is that you are not alone. We, gay people, do not have a right to relationships because nobody has a right to a relationship. But we have a right, as it were, to have as much right to seek that in life and to seek love and companionship and decency and care. And it is, yeah, fine, when you're 20 you don't care about all of that stuff because you're frankly quite fickle, right? I was. That the adults in the room need to be the people who say, you have to think about this. You have to think about the course of your whole life, not just the next few weeks, not just, oh, I'm feeling cute right now, I posted this picture, oh yeah, this person thinks I'm cute. That's meaningless. That's going to do nothing for you. Love is what matters. Well, somebody in this room will know, but there was a poem, all that is left of us is love. I can't remember who wrote it, but that's the last line of it. It's probably Philip Larkin, because I'm very ignorant and don't know that much poetry. It's true, all that's left of us is love. And this is depriving people of love. And it's criminal, and they should be fucking ashamed.